see. So we can't go past there. It was like all a dead end. We have to go back the way we came. Alright. Was I meant to go all the way back this way? Might have more to say. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, that's just what we need, Rubik's. Is even more evil modules. Yeah, I know where they are. I just don't know how to get to where they are. There's just like a path up here that I missed. This whole area is a big dead end. Have I tried jumping? MP, this isn't the witness. We can't solve all our problems with jumping. Yeah, this only moves left and right. Alright, let's go talk to Plant Lady again, I guess. I'm doing well, thank you. Looks like most of the bridges around the glen are broken, and that's right, the bridges. You need to cross them on your pilgrimage. Would you like me to fix them? Is it possible? Difficult. Bridges are in very specific locations, over water. Need to find the right points. Vines must be very strong too. An undertaking. But possible. Intend to use the last of my strength. Please stand back. Are you okay? Are you... This is so much for like a 7-year-old to have thrown upon them. Well, I think I have to go past this way on my way back to the plane. Wait a minute, wait a minute. There we go. Okay. Puzzle solved. The bridge to the forest was just restored. The village evacuees should be able to find better fishing spots here. The plant spirit is really looking out for us, isn't she? Yeah. Flying machine, right you are. Demon sheep! Demon sheep! The land fragmentation is happening faster and faster now, but looks like the vines are slowing it down. You. Sure am. You here to trade? Because if you are, then I got bad news for you. A lot of my stuff is back at my cart, which was sadly abandoned when I was running for my life. So my collection is very limited right now. Managed to grab some of my favourite things before I left, though. Oh, do you have anything like gears? Gears? Like the metal spinny things? Don't think I have anything like that. Wait. I do have this box thing that you can wind up and play a song. That's a music box. Yeah. I bet there's lots of little metal bits in there. Oh, that might work. But I'm not sure if I want to trade it away. It's one of my favourite things. Aw. Oh, what am I saying? You're the saviour. Things have been getting bad around here lately. If I don't help you, I might not even be around much longer. You need this to save the world, right? Take it. Thank you. If you ever see a big guy with goggles and a cool helmet, tell him the trader in the glen said hi. Also ask him if he has any more music boxes for trading. God, man, there was something about a music box. Yeah, there it is. There's the demon sheep. Why? Alright, so... the research station. We should actually go in here. Yes, Nico is the player character. This game has a lot of eerie similarities with Undertale, despite also having very significant differences, and coming out before Undertale. So the person who made this game must have been very irritated when Undertale came out and became such an enormous phenomenon. Here we go. Alright, now, okay, I thought we might be able to take the thing apart with the crowbar, but maybe we don't. Maybe we don't need to do that. She's here, Procyon. I think she's mainly lurking. She didn't feel up to being in the voice chat today. Yeah, she's having a rough time, actually, Procyon. I think she just wants to unwind and watch a bit of One Shot. So do I. I'm sure she'll figure things out. She's just had a bit of unexpected upheaval in the last few hours. Speedruns of this game must be interesting. Once we get to the city, I'm going to go and grab my lunch. The connectors in the battery were not designed for this type of engine, so I have to shift around some of these ports. And there's this bolt that keeps getting stuck and... Don't worry, I'm making decent progress. We should be able to make it to the city by tonight. If you say so. What will happen once we get there? We need to bring Proto back first, and then we need to go find one more person. You may have already met her, actually. Do you remember her from the last time you were in this world? What does she look like? This is going to sound strange, but she's a fox. I remember the fox! Oh! I do remember talking to a fox at one point. You've met Rue? The memories are still really blurry, though. I see. Sigh. It's just hard, you know? Proto told me to think of this world like a dream, but then I got so caught up with... and I just kind of forget. I forget that everything here is supposed to be not real. And then I remember. And then I just get really sad. I know this is for me to go home, but knowing that none of it mattered in the first place, am I just trapped here for no reason? Proto also told me not to ask anyone in the world about this, saying how they don't understand. But what about him? How did he know? How do you know? Aren't you guys all supposed to be code? I'm not even sure what to believe anymore. I wish Rue was here. She's so much better at explaining this sort of thing. I'm doing a terrible job of it. I bet Proto was even less tactful, wasn't he? I'm afraid I must risk sounding callous, but you need not concern yourself with how real everything is for now. The plan is already in motion. We cannot allow for distractions. Father is putting everything into this one last run of the world. The last chance for him to fix everything. Your father is involved in the world machine? You could say that. The acceleration of square particle anomalies was not accounted for at all, though. The patch was only built to accommodate the normal rate they appear, but they're accumulating at frightening speeds now. Proto even lost his body. Thankfully, he gave you the disc just in time. So what happened to him anyway? What happens to anyone who gets caught in the squares? I only know it's bad. Well, you know how the simulation works, right? How everything is code? Specifically, everything is generated from pre-existing code. The squares can cause damage to that code. Most of the time, irreversible damage. Father has lost some friends in previous iterations of the simulation. It took him forever to develop the current, much more stable version. You're making it sound like your dad built the simulation himself. Did he? Yeah. But how? If everyone in this world is code, how can he build himself? That's, not really what happened. So what happened? Like I said, you shouldn't concern yourself with... Alright. Did Prototype ever tell you about the old world? He did say something about being built to greet the Messiah of the old world. I was too caught up with the other stuff at the time to think about it. You know of it at least, then. Alright, here we go. My father, myself, the other two. None of us are part of the simulation itself. Our homeworld the real world, was actually destroyed a long time ago. In the years leading up to the calamity, scientists from all over the world tried to stop it, but the outlook was bleak. A vague prophecy about a messiah from another world became everyone's last bastion of hope. Prototype was built to predict the future, about the specifics of this messiah. But as his predictions turned out, the messiah would not have been able to arrive to our world in time. In fact, the messiah would not have even been born before our world ended. Disheartened, most people abandoned their research and resolved to peacefully live out their final years. But some people did the opposite. Even though saving the world was impossible, they didn't want our existence to be in vain. And that's where my father came in. With the last of his resources, he built his most ambitious project yet, the World Machine. A large, detailed facsimile of the old world, generated from a pool of memories collected from everyone he knew. After a heavy amount of modification and an added narrative, my father was able to convert the entire structure into code. How did that code escape the old world? I have no idea. What I do know is, there is no equipment back home that was powerful enough to run the code independently. So, aside from the standard hardware, it also needed to borrow the mental processing abilities of a living person. Father used himself for that during the initial testing phases. Like I said, it took many iterations for him to make the experience stable enough. But as you can see, even that's breaking down. Father caught on to the issue in the last minute, but did not have enough time to fix it. After the world ended, the code kind of just ended up floating in the void indefinitely, waiting for a willing operator to install it onto their own hardware. Ben? Yeah. The operator, Ben, would then generate the universe using the code, becoming God in the process. Wait, you're saying I wasn't already God? Guys, I thought I was already God. The game just knew that I was God. So Ben was the living person you needed to borrow. No, that would be you. Oh, why am I yawning? I should have asked that question a long time ago, shouldn't I? I do not know. We really need to get going. It's fixed. We can leave in the next 5 minutes if you are ready. Alright. I understand if you are upset, but please try to understand. My father is doing this to help all of us. And that includes you, Nico. The fact that you can't even go back home, I'm sure it upsets him greatly. The world means a lot to him, you know? So how does flying work? Don't these machines already exist in your world? You should already know what to expect. Not really. I've only heard about them. They're usually a lot bigger than this one anyway. Well, a word of precaution before we take to the air. Please try not to panic. It takes a few minutes of getting used to, but it's not that bad once you are in the air. I'll try. I should probably tell Calamus and Alula where I'm going. You mean those two running over here now? Nico! Bad news! The boat is gone! What? It's the squares! It looks like they're headed in this direction. That's fast. Calamus, right? Yeah? How bad is it? Doesn't seem to be of immediate danger. Then it is a priority that I take you to the city first, Nico. But what about them? I can make a detour later and drop you guys off in the city too if you want. The city is better equipped to handle the squares. You'll be safer there. You're taking us to the city? If you wish. Oh yeah. Alright. I will be back here in an hour, so please wait for me until then. You guys sure you'll be fine here? Mm-hmm. The squares are still moving pretty slowly for now. Alright then. Guess we'll run into each other again soon. I'm ready to go. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna go get my lunch. I will be back in a few minutes. Sit tight, everyone. Love yous.